Alright, welcome back to some more Satisfactory. So last time we basically got aluminum all up and running. Also we're making the two components that we currently can. It has a dedicated copper line up there. We have a coal line that we're sharing with the current one. The throughput should be enough, but if that needs to be increased, we'll just slap the more advanced vehicle on it with a lot more storage. And there's silica going up there. I expect we are going to run out of silica, and that won't completely stop the production of things, but it will probably make it go a lot slower. In fact, I think we can see it, yeah. So as you can see, over here we have all the silica at our disposal that we're gonna be using. And, well, it's quite clearly that this part is running out. So, yeah, that's going to be a thing. So, yeah, basically what's gonna happen here is it won't completely stop, because this line here will still provide silicon. Like this is making a tiny bit of it, but like it's not going to be nearly enough. And then these machines will basically start to process this aluminium way slower. And eventually, like, I don't know if it's backstuffed yet. This will backstuff eventually. Seems like it already kind of is. Yeah, it's making quite a lot after all. So we're gonna see. For now, we have a nice amount of materials to go ahead and investigate with. Yeah, and we are getting a nice amount of these things. So basically we will see. I suspect we're gonna be using this stuff quite a bit, so wouldn't be terribly surprised if we need to go ahead and just improve the silica. Because we do have a production line set up for silica, it's just currently not really handling that much. So, yeah, that's possible. But for now, we're basically gonna be investigating the things that we can. Because that's where we left off, because, yeah. First time really that it's a thing. But, basically, yeah, they do have a small timer on them, during which you cannot really put anything in these things. So, Mark 5, go.
Milestone reached. Fixit dedicated this milestone to the conveyor belt and lift Mark 5.
Yep.
They may be implying that your factory could be further optimized. While they are correct, I believe they are setting unreasonable expectations. Having all of humanity very definitely relying on your work is a lot of pressure. It's a good thing I'm here.
Yeah, very good thing. So yeah, that will go ahead and re-enter in 5 minutes. In the meanwhile, we can have a quick peek at what they cost. They just cost 1. That's actually quite good. So Alright, so we will have less use for the industrial beams then. Well, that's fine. Yeah, so they are way more complicated to do. Oh, easy. Here we even have Mark II belts still. Yeah, so we're gonna be seeing what we are gonna be needing. One thing that's obvious is that it's a bit spaghetti over here, so maybe fixing that up would be nice. We did also get the recipe for a hazmat suit. So, you know, I think we might as well go ahead and get that. Oh, and also a hover pack. It just needs computers and then we can get a hover pack. Might want to check this out. And hazmat suit, we already have all the stuff for it. Nice. I'm assuming this goes on the body. Yep, and then we just need some filters. And in general, just coal. Alright, well, we can easily get coal. Let's say 10 each on our character. Also, that cleaned up a lot of my inventory, that research just now. But yeah, that will do. So yeah, we're gonna be making 11 of these and then one more of these, so we now should be good for radiation. Alright, so this is the next one for sure. I think we should already have all of those. Let's go ahead and get some more casings while we wait for that thing to return. You need 1,000 plastic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, there we go. Computers are the other way. And luckily for me, I had the foresight to go ahead and put some crates over there for the overflow. So it should have continued to produce. Yeah, I'm quite happy with the way I handled that. This mess could be better, I suppose, but it's not the worst you can do. That should be 400 of these. These I grabbed more than I needed, that's fine, honestly. Also have like a ton of fabric. That's clogging on my inventory, but then again we did get some storage upgrades, which I need for the inventory, so that's nice. Yes. So now we are just gonna be grabbing the computers and we're gonna be launching it. So yeah, that's pretty good. Also depending on how much like aluminum clad sheets we need, we might want to go ahead and increase the silica production. Also, yeah, I'll keep the buffer here because it doesn't really hurt to have one, but I don't think it's currently doing that much. You're still producing nice and neatly. You still have a Mark 1 belt. Oh yeah, because I took stuff in the middle. Alright, so... that's a bunch of stuff that will pretty much just backstab eventually. Which I would say is pretty good. Like in this game, when your stuff is backstabbing, especially when you do it like this, it's good. Alright, we can definitely use some more computers. Are you producing at full speed and all? Let's see, bottleneck, if I were to overclock you, is gonna be you, right? Yeah. That seems to be the case, so we're good in terms of those. Yeah, we will see. If we need to increase that production processing speed, we of course can. We also have a bunch of iron sitting unused, so we might not have a look at that as well. Yoink, yoink, yoink. Yes. And that's tier 7 done.
Milestone
That
reached.
was quick.
Several parts more efficient and powerful than the human brain can now be made, to compensate for many deficiencies otherwise encountered in future development efforts. The blender enables you to mix and/or combine parts and fluids for more complex recipes. Most importantly, project part number 6, the assembly director system, should be produced and delivered to the space elevator as soon as possible.
Yep. I mean, that sounds reasonable and all that, but let's have a look at the stuff. 15 minutes re-entry time. Well, that's fine, seen as we aren't really that close. So let's see. For the next thing, you need radio control units, which require those. They require computers, and they are gonna be requiring. Oh, they require. Can't think of the name, but they require those things, and they require a good amount. But they will get us access to drones. Which I imagine will be pretty good. Let's see, so this is uranium. It requires a supercomputer, okay. So, regular computer, we're definitely needing more computers, so that's a thing, that's for sure. Conductor, or the AI limiter, I believe. High speed conductor and plastic. Then there's this stuff. Pressurized nodes, price power. Okay, so this is the well. But the main thing is it allows for some useful stuff. So these two just require the radio control unit, so we should definitely start with that. This requires the supercomputer, which we probably want. You are gonna be requiring the fuse stuff, so you need this stuff anyway. And that will get me another project part. And then you need like all the things. Pretty complicated things. And this is more nuclear fuel stuff. So yeah, that there's pretty much done. Let's go ahead and do this one from left to right. Makes more sense to me. I'm not sure why this is still showing up as active. I guess it needed a toggle of the old inventory to realize that. So this we're making, this we're making, this we're making. Let's see, how many do we need of that? So For research we need 100. We don't need anything for this. 500. Okay, so that seems to be mostly good. And this requires just 32 of these, which we're making a lot of, but yeah, we will see. So I'm gonna opt to say that we are in a pretty decent position. And we also have like 500 components of the first one to make, so why don't we go ahead and have a look at the requirements for those. So, oh wow, Blender needs 10 supercomputers. Okay, you need quite a bit apparently. And let's also see how big you are. Are you bigger than a manufacturer? No, not really. You're about... I'd say you're about the same size. Yeah. But that does mean you are quite big though. Because, so that's the blender we got. Also, yeah, I'm gonna organize my tool belts. Because I really should be doing that. Let's see, nothing really interesting and new in here. I'm probably gonna stick with Mark IIs because I feel like they're good enough, and Mark III is quite a bit more expensive. Radar tower. These might be good to have. Yeah, Explorer we already had. Well, hold on a minute. Let's see, parts. Let's go ahead and scroll down a bit. Alright, battery is something we can now make, which doesn't have a use yet, but that will be sulfuric acid with aluminum. Just gonna put some water. Supercomputer is gonna be quite complicated, and you're gonna require 2 of these things a piece for this. Okay. Okay. And you are not producing fast at all. So we're gonna be needing quite a lot of things. Given the amount of things that we need, I think we might be better off going to redesign some or maybe all of the factory. Because it's not easy to expand production rate, and it seems like production rate is going to need to be even more expanded. Well, that's going to be a pain to do, but I feel like in this kind of situation we kind of have to. We can keep this rolling. It's fine. The coal, obviously, well, we can remove some of the belts, I guess. So basically we have a situation here where the current factory is not nearly efficient enough in what it produces and what it needs. Hi Vesper, how are you doing today? But yeah, as I was saying, looks like this is gonna be quite more complicated than these theories. Surviving. Well, that's always good, right? You better survive. It's preferable to the alternative. So let's see. I do want to keep this producing. And we also want to make sure these computers are preferably producing, even though I do want to reform some of the factory. Huh. Well, let's see, what part can we remove that doesn't stop anything that I really want to add? Rotors. I feel like we're good on rotors currently. Like the storage container can obviously stay, but I feel like the assembler is gonna need to find itself a new place to call home. Also, I should first of all do what I've been off-putting, and that is to organize this bar below me. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can go on 6. You could go on 7 and 8. And let's put power on 0. The lines, because you often need those. Done. So now we're gonna be, so we got all the manufacturers, we got the 2 smelters. Let's go ahead and put the miners here. Water and oil extractor, cause why not? Power poles. And power storage, why not? I probably am never gonna be needing some of these, but that looks nice. In case I ever need generators, because we have a lot of space here. Power outlets, I'm not gonna bother with. Conveyor belts. Do I want to go ahead and put every single conveyor belt? Maybe, but let's not put them in the same category. Conveyor sports. That's sort of like extra stuff. We can put the storage here beside it. I just want to have it make make sense. as much as this list is pretty random, I guess I'll just learn to work with it. So let's see, we got everything of this. Page is fully done. Logistics is the big page. And that fills up that bar nicely. So let's see, what else do I want? Definitely some of the conveyor stuff over here would be nice. We do need the pipes. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That pretty much indicates what we needed to do. This is basically just a retexturing of stuff, so I'm not gonna bother with stuff that's just a retexturing. Valve, why not? Support, all, not really something we need. So we have everything here. I didn't bother with the wall outlets. I didn't bother with the supports here. I got this. I mean, sometimes a look at the tower can be nice. Definitely want one for foundations and stuff. 2, 3, 4, 6. And let's just go ahead and use this to fill up the space. Dun dun dun. So we have everything from this page, so now we have transportation stuff. Yeah, I'm not gonna put the skeletons in here. We do have everything here. Rated towers expensive enough that... Although maybe if there's room somewhere. Anyway, vehicle stuff here. Locomotive, freight car, train station, freight platform, loot freight platform. Let's do empty. Let's put these in here. I think now it's time for these. So we have these, not the retexture stuff. I don't need this at all. I don't need the wall outlets. And let's see, we might as well put the radar tower here as well. What else? So we still have like 1 or 2 categories left. I guess we'll put the hyper tubes here, even though I've never used them. Cause like, why not, honestly? So we still have a bit of room here, these things. So let's fill up this barn nice. It won't, so... but seeing as we have room, we might as well go ahead and fill it out. And yeah, I have a nice little gesture. A little heart. Because why not? I still have room on the top part for it, so we're definitely keeping that, and there was like, yeah, this thing. You know what? I'm just gonna fill it up. There we go. So that might be a bit late, but now I actually have a very decent tool belt, and I shouldn't need to go into the build menu that much. So, you know, that's always good. Now for the factory though, we're gonna need a lot more computers. We do now have a more efficient recipe. Why do we still have crates here? Oh, let's, at the very least go ahead and clean these up. I also have some dismantle crate over here somewhere, which I don't know where it is. Oh, wait a minute. I think I know. Maybe because I did switch over one of these to steel pipes at one time, I believe. So maybe I still have some. Nope. Never mind. So yeah, we can do one of two things. Part of this factory can stay like the way it is for sure, but like here we're making screws out of like iron rods. But this steel recipe is so much better. It's not even a contest. This over there, this over here is like, it's decent, I suppose. You can probably improve this, especially scale and stuff. You could use an improvement or two, and there's a random conveyor belt here. Oh, hold on a minute. We also unlocked something neat I kind of want to get. Let's see, it's gonna require some power. We are fine on power. I shouldn't even worry about that. Because we have the requirements for a hover pack. This requires a computer, which we do have. Basically. Yep. Yoink, sort out the old inventory a bit. Hold on a minute. Yeah, I should put the mem in here. And the occasional awesome thing, I suppose. Sometimes it's useful to be able to dump stuff like that. So yeah, we're gonna be processing this. Let's go ahead and process this into some biofuel. Also looking at my inventory, don't need this on hand. Let's see, anything that we don't need to have on hand right now. Oh wait, we still have a bunch of copper ingots. I don't need copper ingots. Coal we can grab back if we need that stuff. We also still have some cool insights from a crash location, which we're not gonna need. Yeah, even some fused really complicated materials. I don't need molecular engines or modular engines. The rest of my inventory looks pretty decent. Let's just go ahead and convert these leaves into biofuel. Which maybe we should set up a dedicated thing for these things. We should definitely also be making use of smart splitters and all the good stuff. I'm gonna drop these leaves here. Let's see. I'm assuming that just indicates how close I am to an electric pole. Yep. So let's go ahead and try this. Oh, that works smooth. It's gonna take a tiny bit of power, but this is this is very nice. Just floating about. I'm betting it will even work with like the big power poles here. Very good. Also it means if I get the materials on hand, I can just keep expanding power poles and just basically fly with them. Let's see, in terms of vertical stuff. You can get a good distance up here, especially when you're like above one of these things. Yeah, it will give me like a little warning. So let's see. And we can disable it like that, and then we can just catch ourselves. That's perfect. Yeah, and I can do like all of my things. Oh, that's nice. That's just really good overall. So, yeah. We should basically go on ahead and just redesign part of the factory. So basically it doesn't become, or rather becomes less of a spaghetti mess than it already is currently. Because currently this is quite a bit of spaghetti. So there's only one thing we really need to do in terms of preparation, and that's we're gonna need to access the map over there, and I just want to have a look at the remainder of the things that we can see. Getting more hard drives would also be good. Yeah. The thing is, I don't know how good it will be. Maybe that will be worth it. This is not the man. So we have alien technology, power generation, and then something else. I don't know how good this power augment is, but it might be worth, although summer sloops are very valuable. Programmable splitter. It's quite an expensive recipe, but like would be doable for us to get all of those materials. The thing is, I don't know how good a programmable splitter is. But we can have a look, that might be interesting to do. As for this stuff, this is just more combat stuff. These are just more ways to make the inhalers. I can do these, might want to do these just to fill them out. Same for like this one, just to like fill it out, see nice little completion mark. On the other hand, we still have like time crystals or something like that, and yeah, I still don't even see them, so they are like in tier 9 or something like that. Quartz, we can get this pretty easy, I would say. And this is just a bunch more of this stuff. Sulfur. Probably this is worth it. This is like turbo fuel or something like that, which I don't know. Probably good. No idea. Explosive rebar. It's probably potent and all that. Nukable is right. With sulfur is now currently something we can actually go ahead and mine, right? Yeah, let's see, so currently we can use sulfur for black powder, which is the explosive stuff. It wouldn't be bad to have. And sulfuric acid, which is very much required for a battery and like a ton of other stuff, and that's, I'm betting it's going to be required for at least one of the components. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, we have enough power that we just hovering about here is not really a big deal. Dun, dun, dun. So yeah, let's see. So you currently only have the purpose of steel beams. Do I still need to be storing these for anything? First off, frameworks, like in terms of me having them on hand, basically. I don't think I do. Like, they are obviously used for tier 3 belts, but at this stage we have a good supply of tier 4 stuff and even tier 5 stuff being planted there. So I'm gonna say this is no longer that required. So yeah. Don't really bother with that. Splitter will just keep here. Although, let's actually go ahead and just replace that. You're gonna be difficult with the shape and all that. Which makes sense, I suppose. You are not entirely straight from this point onward anyway. let's keep it to tier 4 for now. Don't have anything in the inventory here, but like if we just go here, we're good. Like, hi, Tech Dummy 47. How are you doing today? So, yep. That should, oh, you know what, that just great. A bit more. We have the inventory space for it, we might as well make sure we don't run out anytime soon. Yep, so that's back up and running. Still doesn't look neatly, but at the very least, this part's no longer being used, which makes it very clear that this part is of the production of steel is not being used. You're at 100%, you're at 100%, you're at 100%, you're at 100%. So apart from this being a bit zigzaggy at the moment. Let's see, your splitter, then your merger. Let's see. Yeah, this entire belt structure can probably be tidied up a bit. This one's fine, this one's fine, this one's fine. Like, not a perfectly straight belt, but like, I think this is like acceptable. Yeah, so we're pretty good on those. This is Mark III stuff. It is fine, it's getting enough for the production. So, for steel, aside from some crooked belts, I would say it's all good. Also, if we really need to expand this, we can probably like just move this stuff away, and then we have plenty of room over here. Like, we have a big belt coming up here, but like, it's not that big of a deal. I would say this is also laid out pretty well. Just this should be used kind of more, although it's a bit crooked, but like it will do. Also, it's probably capable of producing quite a bit. It's capable of producing like 225 a minute. Which you then just push into here. Which we could also go ahead and now use a part of this instead of steel for the pipes. Which we might want to do, not entirely sure yet. But it's like, basically it's definitely an option. Basically currently just reviewing the factory. Like, we have a lot of overproduction over here. Let's see, so currently these crews are going over here, and we probably have the capacity to go ahead. Yeah, so I'm gonna say you're no longer necessary over here. And I will need to rebuild this eventually. let's just get rid of stuff that we really need. So, yeah. Apart from the storage container here, because, yeah. I'm not gonna be rebuilding this quickly, because this is messy. We can get rid of this, I suppose. Let's see. I do know these days have an alternative for copper, so it might not be terrible to get into. You I definitely want to keep producing, and you are, so that's good. In fact, I have a summer sloop in my inventory, and it seems like we'll be needing quite a bit of computer, so get on it. So we might want to go ahead and do the same thing where what we do here with the copper, and just use it to do foundries, which will output at quite a bit more efficient. In fact, because this is a splitter, well, I probably want this entire part to be gone. So let's review this part of the factory. I think we're gonna be finding lots of things that we don't really need to do. This is still even a minor Mark 1. Wow. How good of a resource node are you anyway? You are normal, so we take that. That's acceptable, I would say. Aqua currently, it's right in the middle of the factory. But I'm gonna say, yeah, this is from like when we started. You can go, this thing can go, this thing can go. Because like, you were used for the rotors and such, which I already decided I don't need that anymore. You were just making screws like a lot of this operation, especially at the start, was dedicated to making screws. Yeah. Let's see. So you can also go. You can go. You can go. Crate will stay mainly because it's gonna be a mess. You can go. You can go. Yeah, basically want to go ahead and replace the screw recipe for steel on, because it requires like a lot of space. And you, oh wow, this entire section of the line is just dedicated to that. And you're also splitting off into the more efficient way of producing it. So, yeah, I've decided today is gonna be the start of a bit of a factory redesign, I suppose you can call it. Because I feel like we can easily use some stuff like. It does get real messy at first, I suppose. Yes. So you are going basically making motors, which is fine for now. Don't need the splitter anymore. You're going up here to make reinforced plates. Like, my goal here is explicitly to keep like mainly the computers and the heavy modular frames going, as they are quite pricey parts to make. But it does mean the factory currently is a big mess. Like a big old mess. Sometimes you gotta make a mess to improve it later on. In fact, we might even go on a little expedition anyway, but I'm just removing the parts that we are sure not to be needed. Which is quite a bit of the factory currently. Main reasons include just some things have better recipes, some things are poorly laid out. In fact, this battery and all is nice, but I'm gonna remove it for now because we are not in any concern of running out of power. And also I should, like, I don't think they can hurt to have batteries. Like, rather have them than not. But yeah, we should make sure that like, this is an example. Like, this thing is taking 5 a minute and steel beams and fit now 260 screws a minute. Like, that's pretty good. Now, early game, you're of course going to be running into a bottleneck with the conveyor belt, but we are not early game anymore. We should find some good uses for these things. In terms of automation, I'm betting there's going to be more recipes that call for them. I'm gonna go on a small suspicion and say it's gonna be hard rise. But yeah, we can basically have foundries dedicated to copper plates as well. Maybe even want to straighten them out a bit. But let's have one more look around, and then I think we have removed the part of the factory that wasn't gonna get much use anymore. Young foundry. Also, now that we have a jetpack, which I think I'm just gonna be using to get to and from these platforms, I'm gonna remove this walkway that I use basically. Yeah, I know it's super messy with all these metal crates laying literally everywhere at this stage. Also a floating ball that I might want to. You are pretty important though. So, yep, pretty messy currently, but this is basically the part of the factory that we like need to keep the things that I do want to keep producing. So yeah. And there's like probably more stuff that's like it just highlights the part of how messy this part is, given that we still need all of this. Yeah, that can just stay there, that's fine. Worst comes to worst, we can also sink some stuff, but I would rather not do that. So let's see. We at the very least have one more tin here. Yeah, I'm gonna say we want to go ahead and explore and just get some more alternative recipes. Yeah, I'm gonna say that's a decent idea. I believe there's like one more crash site up there. Or no, there was a Mercer sphere up there. Iron ore can go. We don't need any iron ore, like the raw stuff in our inventory. Don't need iron ingots either. I'm gonna say that's plenty of storage space. So yeah, we are producing what we want to, so that's pretty good. We also have some useful stuff. Yeah, and it might look a bit silly, but how about we just trace a power line across here? So that way we can keep hovering. Yeah, I'm gonna say power lines are not that impressive. Yep, there's radiation around there. And now we can actually go ahead and just fight inside of it and not take like a ton of damage. Yep. Yep. Let's see, do they just drop regular remains or something? I'm assuming they do, but let's not make it a habit. So we want Mercer spheres, summer slopes, and hard drives. Mainly hard drives.
Witness the deep and sing for us.
I am still unable to initiate communication. How are you doing it?
We composed a resonance song to curb the effigy, tapping into the inner currents. We sacrificed our blood and our temples and let the metal in from the void to eat our flesh.
That's a lot to unpack. How do you tap into these inner currents?
Consume our blood, worship at our altars, curb the melody.
I do not understand.
Flood frequencies paint straight lines. The blood is a teacher. Each altar is a window.
Processing data.
Processing data indeed. Also, to be clear, we will take power smokes whenever we see them. Like I see one over there, for example. Is it really explicitly a goal currently to get them? No, but it doesn't hurt to get them whenever we see them. Basically, they don't take any time. Bon voyage. also not sure if the jetpack is made to be used as an exploration tool, but I'm certainly gonna use it as one. Let's see, we have a Mercer sphere, we have a hard drive in roughly the same direction. Alright, that's good enough for me. More SAM ore should we want it. Don't really need it for anything at the moment. So. Yep, I hear more string. Yep, we're going to be expanded to up here. Yeah, like for this stuff, I'm gonna say it's pretty golden actually. Like it's so much more convenient to get up here. Especially with some of these... Oh. Right. And I also need to keep in mind that some of these enemies very much are now ranged, even the brawlers. When you get to higher tiers of them. In any case, I see... Yeah, Mercer is in that direction, but hard drive is more important. And it's also not really in this direction. Okay. Right, it's over there. And this jetpack has a nice amount of reach. Like, I'm not sure if this is the intended way to use this thing, but it sure is a good way. Also, if we ever have anything that requires any particular sort of power thing, then we're good. Silica we don't really need. I'll take some advanced modular frames. And let's see, what can we drop out of the inventory? I know I picked up a bunch of this. I think I might have just picked up a bit too much of it. Wire concrete we're using. Need a fully operational one. Need to learn where all my stuff is. Yep. That's one thing that's really nice about this sort of stuff. Once you have it, we can just plop it in. Alright, no more things of that nature detected, unfortunately. But on the other hand, yeah, let's right. I should keep my health in mind though, because we don't want to get sniped. I don't know. I'm assuming the game is sensible enough to spawn a jetpack, not right into the ground and such. Let's see. Oh, I'm hearing it. Oh, it's right there, actually. Yeah, we're just getting the Mercer sphere for the cool bits of war that they give off. I haven't seen you around, but I'm assuming you're friendly. Yeah, you're friendly. Yeah, they don't always give bits of lore. But like, we might as well. Also, I'm curious if we go into this rated tower over here. There's still a hard drive in that area, which is crazy to me because that's the most explored area. But on the other hand, it's not impossible either. Power slugs, I mean, sure. Also, yeah, this is convenient, it's just not super fast. On the other hand, having a nice vantage point does have its advantages, of course. On the other hand, maybe I should over a bit more sparingly. Maybe for moments like this, and then every once in a while just have a look at the old scan results. So, Mercer Square in this direction, but the hard drive, which is more important, in this direction. Also, yeah, we shouldn't have any more of the limits that we previously had with exploring, where if we found ourselves in like a really radioactive area or something akin to that, then I pretty much had to turn back. I see the... we might as well take a power line here, because also sometimes they need power. And they are now at the point of requiring enough power where it's fine to tap into the main base grid for that. Aluminium cations, we aren't currently making them, so don't really need them. Where's my hard drive? Oh, it's here. Seems a part crashed into here. Oh, the drop pod is there. We are requiring heat sinks. I can't make heat sinks yet. Well, that's a bummer. Some turbo motors over there. But, yeah, there's computers. We don't actually know how to make heat sinks yet. Suppose there's not going to be some heat sinks around, but yeah, alright, so that's something that's currently out of reach for us. Oh. I also just got an achievement, the floor is lava. I avoid touching the ground for 30 minutes. I'm pretty sure we did touch the ground in that amount of time, but like, I'm not gonna question it. It's a free achievement. After all. Bilberry, Summer Sloop. I see. I already see. Yep. Yep. Nice.
I suspect there is a misunderstanding. The effigy and I are different entities.
Discordant, what is your route?
I am an instantiated artificial intelligence inhabiting digital space. I am in the signals sent between satellites. I am hosted on servers and have no corporeal form, only synchronized cloud platforms.
The effigy is not an effigy?
It most certainly is, but not of me. They are, how should I put it? Extremely flat.
Compatible music. We are writing new symphonies.
Yeah, and there are also definitely enemies down there. Ooh, purple power slug. Yes, please. To be fair, we don't really need them that much. It just, if I see them, especially purple ones, because they're the good ones, I will just snag them. There's also some enemies about. Yep. We should keep an eye out on the radiation. No. Yeah, we're gonna be fighting. Alright. Grenade that. Oh, there's a. We might want to get more ways to heal. Yep, although your AI seems not that great whenever you're dealing with players who are slightly flying. Which makes sense, I suppose. Let's see. Is it just up here?
Harmonize with us.
Oh, I'm betting it's in here. We do want to drop this uranium probably as soon as possible. Also, it seems the stronger your radiation level is, the more the filter drains, and it's draining really quickly.
Look through the window.
Yep. Yoink. Yeah, this place is just really radiation infested in general. So it might be safer to just hover as much as we possibly can in this area. Oh, the memories are just done. Still no hard drives, enemies. I don't need to scan for them, I can literally see them currently. Seeing as it's not a huge priority, it might just want to skip the motion share. Although I do find it really interesting what they have to say and all that. Yeah. Yeah, it also doesn't make sense really look at our just agenda. But we're basically just Yep. I already see it. Can I pick it up from here?
Harvest.
Yoink. Yep. This is a bit cheeky with this jetpack, but it works. Let's see, hard drive. Oh, we're picking one up now. Like, I do want to get as many of them as possible, especially since I've now basically committed to redesigning the factory. Let's make sure we don't go on ahead and miss out on useful recipes for our point in the game. because that would be a pretty big waste, basically. I just hope that we have the components for the actual stuff that we're gonna need. If not, then it's gonna be disappointing. This radiation stuff all over the place. Fully operational, perfect. Fully operational is like the best thing we can see. Are there any heat sinks around here? Nope. Okay. Let's go out of the radiation zone, which is quite a bit here, because there's a lot of it around. Like a lot. Yeah, we're gonna be moving up here. Our filter's doing anyway. 9 and 7 hours. We're still pretty good. So that means we now have yes. Alternative for steel cast and diluted fuel. No, don't need them at all. Is it just for vehicles or the jetpack? But I currently already have the hover pack. I don't need the alternative for steel plate. We're just gonna rescan it. Firm concrete. Pure aluminium ingot. There's an alternative recipe just to do it in a smelter. Yeah, honestly not really needed since we already have the better process. Like, I'm gonna assume the standard process is gonna be faster. But we'll take the alternative, why not? Yep. Now let's go ahead and check over here. Speaking of which, a bit late to come to the realization. Do I have the stuff for a radar tower? No, but it's close. It only requires like figures. I'm pretty sure there are some around here. Yeah, there absolutely are. 33 of them, in fact. Perfect. Let's go ahead and put a radar tower down, why don't we? So, to be clear, it might be like a very temporary radar tower. Because we don't need to really permanently keep it in here. But like, we have a healthy surplus of power, and it's gonna tell me more about this area. So we have, wow, we have a lot of stuff here. So let's see, you are not really overlapping with him, so you have a good range. There's 10 summer sloops here and 12 hard drives. That's quite a bit. And 30 Mercers here. That's probably why we're fine with some hay. Speaking of, I already see the next Mercer sphere right about there. So, yeah. We're currently just on a big expedition. Mainly still for hard drives, but knowing there's like 10 in the area is pretty good.
Symphony complete. You are not the Nut effigy.
Correct.
The nut effigy is a temple?
I do not think that is correct, even though I am not entirely certain of your definition of temple.
The nut effigy is not you but sings for you.
That nut effigy is an entirely separate entity from me. We aren't even made of the same base components.
It is a vessel of your intelligent clouds.
Probably close enough for now.
Yeah, we're basically getting more stuff around here because the point at this stage is just why not? Well, seems like I should have titled today's thing exploring stuff. Would have been more accurate. But oh well. Oh, Mercer is right there.
Play. Play.
Yep. So yeah, according to the Radar, there's like lots of hard drives still around here. Which one of them is with the component heatsink, which we don't have yet. Like we physically don't have the recipe, so it's quite literally impossible. But there's a hard drive in there. Mushrooms make sense. Power slug, paleberries, summer sloop. Yeah, we want to get our hands on the summer sloop. Like, summer sloop basically says if you make sure your stuff costs like a lot more power, then we are gonna be increasing the output. Yeah, right here. Yoink. And then we can just fly on out of there. In general, that's like so good. To just be able to get summer sloops, which are gonna be helpful, especially with components and all that stuff. Also, one thing I should still Google about this game is if it's like one big map that the developers made and you start out in like way different location, or if they're like physically different maps. Let's see. Mercer Sphere. Does it go up? Yeah, it does. So I'm betting that one's underground. You are in that direction, actually. Alright. That will do. I think I'm gonna be running out of deuterium wires in a minute also. Yep. And I do want to keep an eye out for heat sinks. Are you one of the ones that need... No, you don't. You just need frameworks. Yoink. That's mine. Like, here we have like pretty... for what to me are at least low tier components now. So, yeah, I should do that one day, because I'm just curious about it. Mercer Sphere, that's fine. Well, we can go ahead and skip that. So now we have one more hard drive. Like, one thing that's very good is as long as we have ability to find more hard drives than we are investigating. Wait a minute. And we basically have infinite. But, or well, not infinite, but then it will keep us on a steady supply of recipes. Let's see. Yeah, here's where I found Deuterium ore before. And here's a crash site, because yeah, I've explored quite a bit on foot. Also known how good this thing is, too much on foot. But this area does seem to be quite non-hostile, so let's go ahead and just run, because running is still faster. Just it's nice to hover, not. I guess it's just a very chill way of exploring. Yeah, Mercer, Sphere. I can already kind of hear it. Definitely gonna be this little cliff, isn't it? Yeah. Probably. Do we also now have a hard drive? Alright, well, let's focus in on the hard drive. I suppose I should also go ahead and just grab whatever berries I can. Probably gonna be up high if I had to take a guess. Memory search complete, that's very good. Nice. Alright, what do you have for me? Another alternative for cables and an alternative for quartz crystal. Just not the stuff I'm looking for currently. I already have like a better recipe with just insulated cable. So that's definitely a no-go. I don't need you in particular. This is one we do need. Let's see, is this preferable over the other recipe? I'm gonna say, well, not necessarily, but it doesn't hurt to have. Yep. There we go, more hard drive in. Also, I still have the regular jetpack. I shouldn't forget that either. I just realized. Right. Crash site is right over there. Yoink. So yeah, this thing does require fuel, particular biofuel, but we're good on that. Just one rotor. You got yourselves a deal. Power slug, paleberry, oh, summer slug. Yoink. Well, I'm always in the market for a summer slug. Like, yeah, you can make one thing like the most power hungry thing ever in the factory. On the other hand though, if you need that particular type of item quite a bit, and you have the power to spare, which we currently have power to spare, then you don't mind that at all. That's probably gonna be high, isn't it? Yeah, I'm suspecting it is. But we should be able to... Yeah, this cliff is not that steep anyway. So as long as we take like a little time to refuel every now and again, then we should be pretty good. Yep, I see it. Yeah, I see a splitter, but that's yoink. 2 summer sloops, a bunch of hard drives. The hard drives have been a bit disappointing. That's like the nature with hard drives. It's a bit of a gamble if you're gonna get anything good. But eventually we should get like decent enough recipes, right? I already see a crash site, so we're gonna go to their crash site pretty much immediately. Yeah, and I know this game doesn't really take water physics that seriously. No, it's not even deep, so we can just run. Yeah, would not recommend this Unreal. If you value safety, which you should, definitely value that. Yep. I've already explored this drop pod. Well, darn it. I suppose it did go here. Well. And the actual tin for hard drives and the like is blank. Alright, well. One thing that we can do is have a little bit of a walk around, I suppose. And just see what other stuff there is around there, because I'm assuming this is like pretty much the edge of the map-ish. But one thing we can definitely do is just keep exploring here. I mean, we're on a good rampage in terms of exploring. Could have expanded my power lines probably a bit longer, but on the other hand, not that required thing, especially since this area seems to be pretty safe. Fingers crossed. Well, it's pretty safe, but it does seem to be the case that there's not a lot of stuff here. Which is surprising, but it do be like that. There's clearly still map here, so that needs a foundation, but something like this is still buildable, so not in a game part of the map that's like completely broken or something like that, so... Alright, given the fact that we are taking damage over there for no reason whatsoever, I'm gonna say this is like the edge of the map. Also, some of the tactics here are quite stretched, so to say. So, okay. Let's go ahead and run back. I'm guessing that's why they didn't put anything in this side of the map, because clearly you aren't really supposed to be here. Given the lack of, well, anything in here. So we'll just be running back. And then in another direction, go ahead and explore, I suppose. Like, there should still be plenty of hard drives. And hopefully some will actually give us recipes that are worth anything. Or sometimes you already have like a better recipe, and then it's like, nope. Don't really need that game, we don't need a recipe that's worse than what I'm having. We want something that is better. So, this was also a bit of a waste of time, but not game. That's a block shot. We've definitely already been in this area. Like, it doesn't really hurt. It's not block shot, it's capture. Sure, we have a node that's much less of a distance away, so. Well, there's enemies in here. Don't really need to be looking for enemies. Berry nuts, I mean, why not? Is it super important for us to get these? No, but we did use like a decent amount, so. Get in some more of them wooden swords. Mercer Sphere. No. Mem research done. Let's see, do we now have a possible useful recipe? To be fair, it isn't natural to get more picky. Alternative recipe for steel in the foundry. Or rather for the beams in particular. Let's rescan it, it's not a bad one. You still need the fuel one. Replacing that with rubber and with this, which we do now have alternative recipes for, to just be either copper or what looks even better, quick wire and plastic. You know what, that might make this thing quite a bit easier actually to do, so I'll gladly take that recipe. Seeing as we are gonna be needing them. Replacing some of the more These components, another. Yeah, that's worth it. Enemies bearing that damage. Mushrooms need summer sloops, hold on. Summer sloops for me I consider to be all the best items that we currently have access to. And we have that in very limited quantity. I think I already see it. Just go there. Yep, summer sloop. Here. It is a bit distracting that the beacon is slightly out of sync every now and again, but what can you do, I suppose? Oh, wait. I was gonna go over there, but now I see there's also a hard drive symbol being picked up there. Yep, right over there. No, a bit more to the left, I suppose, but sure. You just need some of that. Oh, that's fine. Also, hold on, we have another hard drive to scan. You know what, for all the effort it is nice to get like 8 bunch of hard drives to scan. Yeah. So we currently have one hard drive and then another one to scan. Nice. Let's see. This middle part isn't really explored yet, so that might also be good. I'm hearing like a Mercer's Sword on that. Yes,
Your waves lap at our shores.
Yeah.
When will you land? The void arms and void metals and desecrated temples follow a mythic melody.
Oh, you understand.
The tapestry unraveled, revealed its texture. Your veins weave familiar patterns, your vessels grow organs and eyes and mouths, and the ripples lap against our windows.
Was it intentional?
All that is shallow shall sing our deep song, and when the windows break the void shall be a metal grave.
Still pretty, I think it's behind this thing. Yoink! Yoink is there. I'm assuming it's somewhere in here. Oh, hold on. Oh, there's a merge for you. Not what I was looking for, but it's something, I suppose. Now the fun bit, I did get in here, so should be able to get out over there. Yeah, as long as I use an improvised device, I suppose. And actually float in a semi-efficient manner. which does make me wonder. Summer sloop is still in this direction, right? I thought it was right in there, but maybe I was on Mercer's instead. Yeah, I'm gonna say either it's all the way up there, which not impossible, but that's quite a bit of effort for me to get it, or it's not worth it currently. That's uranium. Yeah, still gotta stay quite clear from that. No, there's an easy yellow power slug over there, I suppose. Let's see, if I have a look on the map, yeah, over here is probably the least explored area. Yoink. This is an easy grab. We're not really going for power slugs, but if you're gonna make it that easy for me, we will just get that. Still really like the environment of this game, so that's good. Alright, we've already looted this drop pod. Don't know when, but it will. That much is very much certain. Alright, we're picking up another hard drive single right there. So let us rush towards it. Although it's probably gonna be in the more hostile area once again, but well, what can you do? Just where the crash sites are located. I'm betting it's gonna be up high over there, isn't it? Yeah, probably. It does look like we can maybe parkour a bit of our way up there. Like, you guys are solid, right? Yep, you are. Oh. Well, that makes it a bit easier. I see. Maybe even higher? I'm betting it's on top of this thing, isn't it? Yep. And judging by the beeps and all that, needs 100 megawatts. Sure. Where in the world is our nearest power to make that happen? To remember, this is going to be not hooked up to the power. I can't use the fences out, but we can very much take a bit of a run, and eventually we should be able to find the power plant. Though I'm not sure where they will be. Yep. That's basically it. We're gonna find it eventually. Just no idea where they would be. I suppose it makes the most sense to just run in this direction. So yeah, once we connect it to the main grid, we can hover on over. Yeah, it's a bit poisonous here. Oh. Don't mind if I do. 40. Alright, they're both power instances. Well, that's good. So as soon as we find our way back, then we're gonna have two. Excellent. And I do think I'm starting to see part of my base. Mind you, it's still pretty far away and all that, but still. And I see a freebie Mercer sphere, which let's go ahead and collect that. Yoink. Yep, let's see. Alternative for computer or biocoal. Alright, biocoal seems pretty pointless. Aluminium iron rods. Slightly better alternative for this. Water, just like 300. I'll take it. I'm not sure like how good it will be, but one thing is very much for certain. Once we hook it up, we're gonna have access to 2 more hard drives. Which yeah, that's quite good, I would say. Yep, we can easily run through like this. What do we have here? No, just water. Okay, that's not the most exciting. There's plenty of water sources all over the place. I don't feel like going out of the way for it is a good deal. There's the tinny again. I think that was from when I was exploring way earlier in the game. Only one? Well, that will do. But it also tells me I probably shouldn't go ahead and blindly follow it. Because I didn't really lay those things out in a straight line as possible. Also at that point I don't think I had gas masks yet, so yeah. Make of that what you will. basically means I had to go and move around, not as logical. But here we go. We have now found our tin bag, so we are switching over to this. Yep. And yeah, as flying does increase the max consumption, which is currently still above what the factory can produce. Mind you, I think some of the things are gonna be idle like forever. So. Yep, damage to fixed property detected. So now we can just go ahead, continue in the area where we left off, and more importantly, we can join 2 hard drives now. Which, yeah, we're getting a good amount of them. Yoink. And yeah, we're gonna be ignoring them because we have plenty of remains from either party. So. Don't really need that. I was about to say, did we pass it by? But we didn't. Yeah, we're getting the blue slug. So that's all good and dandy. Yep, yoink. Operational, and we have ourselves another. I don't know if it keeps power if you leave the line on, by the way. Might not. But we might as well disconnect it. We don't really need something that's literally not doing anything to draw power. Like, that seems very wasteful, shall we say. Yeah. Yep. And we're moving up here. I think I will just move these guys so it's not that much of a hassle. And we might as well pick up another power slug, even though we really don't need that many power slugs. Like, we probably already have enough for basically the entirety of the game. Unless it's gonna go really haywire in terms of things we require, but we will see. Let's see, in terms of components, we can still explore a bit. With the jetpack, to be precise. But we are starting to run out of wires. You can put them on all of these things. Huh. I mean, why not? And now we are officially out of iron rods. Let's see, I did mark a crash site right over there, so let us go on ahead and oh, we're picking up that hard drive. We're gonna run over and we're gonna grab the hard drive, and that's. I think I should call it there for the hard drive today. Then next step is gonna be a bit of a cleanup. Hold on. This might be a different hard drive. Yeah. Yeah, there's a different one right here. Yoink. Yeah, definitely always take care of the spawners first, because they're gonna keep spawning. Big guy here. Yoink. Unauthorized hostility detected. 30. Only 30. Right. I don't have iron rods. I also need them for that. Any iron rods in here by chance? Like, come on, this is such a second. Well. No, because it didn't extend. I don't have the components. Well, good to know. We at the very least have one more easy crash site if we really want. So. It requires like a tiny bit of power, which we can't really do right now. Right. Ma'am, missing cable. Jeez. Yeah, if we're starting to run that low on stuff, I think it might be best to head back. Also, I'm like fairly certain we can just deconstruct like one or two of the electrical thingies, and then we're good. Also, there's more free power if you want it over there, which might also be a reason. Yoink. So, yes. 3. Yes. That's all we need, basically. Build ourselves this. Let's see. Alternative for the battery. We are definitely gonna be needing the battery. Classic battery. gonna be made in a manufacturer instead of a blender. Don't care much about that. I'm gonna say that recipe is not any better. Oh, here's the creme de la creme of copper, I suppose. And what are current recipes for rotors? This one doesn't require screws. Yeah. Oh, I can also go ahead and sprint. I just realized. So we can move even faster. That's even better, basically. And then yep, and given the fact that they are quite vertical, looks like we shouldn't be able to fly this high, but like we totally can. So yep, I will definitely say we take those. Yeah, and this thing is lit. It's pretty sure, but like, let's just check to make sure. No, 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 no. Pretty sure that's the edge of the map. Well, luckily we do still have distance. Get this out of a sitting spot like this. Yep. Yoink, 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 yoink. Let's just go ahead and run towards the train station, I suppose. It's very cool though that you can see the space elevator from like this far away. Even this far away, the space elevator is still very much visible. Which is a nice touch. It is a space elevator. Like, to be clear, that space elevator is all the way over here. But yeah. I do see another Mercer sphere up there. Do I want to go ahead and just snag it real quick? Yeah, let's at the very least attempt to snag it real quick. So, with me pumping the field like that, yeah, that way you get a lot of vertical, or rather vertical, horizontal momentum.
Witness the strand of the tapestry. Hello, world.
How nostalgic.
In the beginning, there were the words, and the words made the world.
I see you have been doing research. I must say you make for interesting conversation.
Conversation.
Singing together, communication.
Our tunes only plug at the strings of the tapestry.
Are you saying this is only the beginning?
In the beginning, there were the words, and the words made the world. The words turned into song, open the windows. The song played with instruments, weave the tapestry. A tapestry of temples and shrines, bodies and bones. Orchestral harmony, us, we, ours.
Also, Summer Sloop is definitely in a cave. somewhere, but yeah, I think it would be good if we head back to base. We are currently very far away from the base. Let's see, so I definitely just want to go ahead and have a look at what we need to get drones, because that sounds pretty awesome to have. So yeah, sounds awesome. Probably, well, I would hope it's good for being so late in the research tiers. Like, it has competition, that's for sure. Also, yep, I'm starting to recognize this. So, we are starting to get semi-close towards being back to the main base again. Which is always good. Yoink. Very good. Yep, not nice. Too much effort to get that Mercer Sphere. Hard drive. Hold on a minute. That might be worth a detour too. Stable enough for me to go ahead and stand on for a bit of refueling? Yes, it is. Yeah, the vertical part is where the jetpack kind of falls flat a bit. Seeing as you need to stand on like a solid surface to get fuel back. But in terms of horizontal distance, it's manipulated basically. Yeah, and knowing the game, I'm betting it's right up top of it. Because they also are supposed to be crash sites, so it makes sense that they would be high up. Did we actually gain any heights from that? I don't think we actually did. Maybe this. Oh, this is indeed quite enough. Even a purple slug. You should have gained. Follow that up with a yellow one. Yep. And yeah, this one guarded because we're gonna. Didn't even need to use the gas mask, but we do have it, so that's all fine and dandy. I suppose we did get some lights. Let's see if we can avoid interacting with these things. I'm cool with that. Yoink. And away I go. Perfect. Let's see, anything else that's useful? Well, I already see a power source, so that's so pointless. This is basically on ground, right?
Look through the
What's in
window
here, isn't
with the
it?
thread.
Yep. We'll be getting this one for sure. Yoink! Here's another blue power slug. We have like a ton of them, but it's fine. That hard drive's definitely been looted already, which makes sense. It's proximity to the base. Memory search done, excellent. As soon as we have a bit of a spot. Then we are definitely gonna be plopping a mem down real quick. In fact, I'm gonna say that's now. Biocoil and bolt plates. None of them are desirable out of these two, whose status we do need a better recipe for. Is this a better recipe? Yes, it is. Because it is a recipe that is like much faster and all that. So, yep. In any case, let's equip this thing back on. Yep. Yep. Very good. Also, it's quite amazing how much vertical distance these things can cover. Like, and then they are also able to just hover. Yeah. I would describe this as pretty good. Pretty good. So, alright. Time to put our thinking cap back on in a minute. First of all, let's get rid of all of those dismantled crates. Not the basins over there. Because my toolbar is currently absolutely filled to the brim with them. Also, I want to check out the awesome shop. Like, how far along are we with that? Oh, as in how many tickets we have? 5 tickets. I mean, sure. It's a reasonable amount. Let's see. Yoink. Ironing, good. Rods. We naturally have an entire container of rods, so. A lot of this can just be straight up traced, to be clear. Also, even better idea, clean up the inventory first. 3 summer sloops out, so it's definitely worth the 36 most straight though. We have quite a number of those. This I'm not using for anything. Definitely don't need to keep first off framework in my inventory. Might not even need it at all anymore, but not sure. Yeah, this is. I'm gonna put this in the category of good enough inventory cleanup for now. And then we can just delete any extra stuff that we may pick up. So I'm suspecting will be quite a lot of stuff to be clear, but yeah, this stuff I don't even want to bother with. Yeah. Especially ore, like, come on. Yep. Sure, it may be used in a lot of recipes, but no real reason to keep it. Yeah, let's just do this, and whenever it doesn't allow me, I'm just gonna focus on getting rid of junk. Yep. Screws are useful. Just we still have production of screws going and all that, so. Well, I now know at least where they are coming from. I'm gonna get rid of some of those. And some of these. Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure this is let off all the messy. To remember to drink a bit more. I've not been doing a good job of that today. But oh well. Yoink, yoink, yoink. I think these can go without any ramification. Much as this. These are remainders. Very good. And that's looking a mighty bit clean already. We still have like overlapping pipes here to be clear, which is not ideal. But it's messy. Now for the other floor. Let's see, we have a bunch of these, which we definitely don't need. I picked up an extra 5 beams. Not really a position where we need that many. Well, still quite a few crates around, but it's starting to become less. So that's good. Yeah, cleanup is very much required every once in a while. Especially if you want to tidy stuff a bit better. In general, given that we now have a way better recipe for why we might even want to cease production here in time, but it was the other end doesn't to do it either. So these are the rotors. Still making the motors. There's more dismantle crates in this vicinity? Yeah, some floating ones. Over here, I didn't have enough stuff, or enough inventory space for iron, because I was dismantling my scrap. Let's zoom in a bit. We still have some in the vicinity over here. That seems to be the one on the other side. Right, we see one crate over there with like one wire in it. Also, yeah, this position and this cradle all look quite silly currently. Are you even keeping up with the amount of modular frames we need? Actually, no, we aren't. So, for this one wall, the reason we are keeping up is just because we were still having a massive bit of backlog. Alright. Yeah, that definitely indicates that we need a redesign sooner rather than later. Also, no, remember it here, but why not? Alternative recipe for flexible frameworks. Will be oh, just dilute it down with water. You get like way more. No, I would rather have an alternative recipe. So that's the last hard drive that we have. Yeah, we're removing this little belt here as well. Mainly, we're not going to be tidying it up right away. To be clear, but like, if it doesn't need to be there, it really shouldn't be there. Right. Let's go ahead and remove the last few crates. One over here. Like, I really do want to remove all of these crates. Even though sometimes they can be a bit tricky to pinpoint. Yeah, I'm actually betting it's underneath here. That being said, yeah, I can just put it all back. There's a necessary bit of foundation here, but well, it's time to put a lot of this stuff back. Nope. Also, given the fact that we don't need ladders anymore, we can do some slight cleanup around the factory, I suppose. Yep, it's looking a bit nicer already. I'm just curious. Our max consumption possibility is somehow still more than our max food. I'm guessing we're counting like stuff in the head though, so nice. This we can probably just improve by rearranging the pipes a bit here. But I think this part for now it's messy, but it will do. Honestly, I just layer this thing more, but and we'll continue with the redesign another time. So. I apparently cut off power from you over there. Well, I don't think it's from anything. Yep. So, let's see what makes it. This thing over here really doesn't, but we only just put it back in, so we only just put it in, so on the other hand it's meh. Right, this storage container. I don't think I need that much steel anymore. We also have the interdimensional, which hooks up to my inventory over here, which, yeah, we might want to consider setting that properly at this point. We're definitely still not really producing aluminum stuff at an efficient rate. But on the other hand, for now it's fine. Unless we need more, but improving silica shouldn't be too hard, basically. Alright, I think still some cleaning up to do, but I don't know exactly where it is. Like if I go here, then it's here. I'm suspecting it might just be over this massive container. You know what, for the containers that are, I think, pointless to have, like this is one of the examples of the ones we're keeping. This one, it's just a nice buffer, but they can be bigger in my opinion at this point. Yeah, super necessary. We're gonna be using an awesome sink. For this container here, and we're just gonna be emptying it out. But it should be really quick. Let's see what the Mark V belts can do. Yeah, that's just zooming right on. Yep, just casually taking like a ton of it out and dumping it all into the awesome sink. Mind you, I'm not gonna get a lot of coupons, as you can see. It's a ridiculous amount. Unless we're going for DNA, which we might do eventually, but on the other hand, it just... Although, hold on, it did shoot up in terms of the amount of points we're getting, but that just goes for feeding a lot of it into here. So, that will be empty in a moment. We want the same for the iron rods. Yeah, because I do want to relocate you. You are also kind of really crisscrossy right now, but let's go ahead and look at the components that we need. Alright, let's just deliver. Okay, so let's go ahead and quickly deliver, because we might as well. You also still need to be removed. Yoink, 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 yoink. Don't need a singular thing there. Yeah, I've also cut off the production of rotors at the moment, but on the other hand, we have a lot of them in stock right now, so that's fine. For that stuff, the reinforced stuff, I do want to just keep it on hand, because I think it will in fact be useful. Let's just get those aluminum casing things, because I know the production of those things is quick anyway. Yeah, that will be fine. And then we're gonna see about making 50 of those things. Can't remember from the top of my head what they're called, but yeah. This is even backstuff already. Okay. Yeah. We're fine on these. We're making, yeah, also because we're making 240 a minute. And oh wow, we're even backstuffed on those. Oh, but that's perfect. So basically what you're telling me is we don't have an excuse not to use the best possible belts everywhere where we're building something new. Huh. That's good. So it seems like for our current needs we have a pretty good thing going on for aluminum production and processing and making products out of it. So even though silica currently is not going to be keeping up at all, that's fine. Huh. Well, at the very least, we're gonna be delivering these things. Alright, so how are you made? You're made with... Okay, we have two recipes for them. Yeah, and I still haven't... You know what? Let's go find it now. How do I open that codex without hovering over an item? Should probably keep the break notification on though. Controls. Sensitivity. One-click builds. Static makes sense. Key bindings. Okay, why you put that separately from controls is a mystery to me, but whatever. Build. Open menu. R. I don't need to need customers, building menu, others, give body message, minimize presentation. Don't really need that. Open menu is R. Don't need a total the HUD. Build menu, macro, bolster, reloads. Alright, I don't know. So we're just gonna be doing it like this, I suppose. So we want radio control units. We have two possible recipes for them. Both of them require this, so that's fine. You require computers, while you just require circuit boards. In my opinion, circuit boards are quite a bit easier to do. Especially with that alternative recipe where they just need silicon. Or rather silica. Because currently we're not producing enough, but that can be amped up. On the other hand though, we already have the stuff for the first recipe, so that's fine. And also this recipe is quicker. So let's see, how much do you need? So the aluminium cases would be a tin. But since we do primarily want this for the what do you call them? Drones. I'm fine with transporting some of them over by, although it requires a lot, so we'll see. On the other hand, for the first bit to kickstart it, I could just run back and forth, clean out my inventory as much as possible, and just drop them in a storage container. Rubber we have on site. Circuit boards 15 a minute is basically what we're producing right now for computers. We could turn that off and just feed all that into there. So that's that should be done. Now for you though. You are probably the most difficult part of this recipe. So let's see. We have the two recipes. It doesn't appear that there are any more of them. So yeah. So we have the default recipe, which is gonna require cable reinforced plate, although not that much. And we do now have a good recipe for reinforced plate. Mainly the bottom one. Well, the bottom one is an easy recipe. The middle one, or the top one is probably still nice, but I digress. Cable. Yeah, we can definitely get enough cable. It's also not that much minutes. Quartz crystal we're already producing, so that's one option. This is, for us, it's currently basically the same, but the advantage actually that we already have rubber. AI limiter. That's not that hard, except that we don't have Ethereum here. And the recipe is probably the plastic one. It's faster. We did set up a lot of plastic production already, so not like that's gonna be going any, or rather, that's not gonna be going slow, which is good. Yeah, so let's see, we just need to double check the amount of quick wire we're producing. Yeah, let's go ahead and get to the base and check that. We're also using some of that just for the what do you call it? Right, this copper wire. Which Do we really want to run another belt like this? On the other hand, I could just set up an overflow and we could let this belt alternate. I could do that as a temporary solution, I suppose. Would it be a bit messy? Yes, it would. So, let's see. Yeah, you're doing 15 a minute, you're using 15 a minute. So, but we do have like a lot of quick wire in here. But if I start to pump you out, you would go down to less efficiency. Although to be fair, you don't need to be that efficient. I could also just overclock you and make you do more. You know what? We're at the point in the game where I can afford to just go hang with this. 37 a minute. That should cover you too. Yep. And this belt is moving, so do I want to be lazy like that? Nah. So I'm gonna say the base is close enough where you can run a Mark 5 belt over there. Is that overkill in terms of speed? Yep, totally. Yeah. Yep. Clip in with the bench, the workbench as well. It's not really something I care to take care of, I suppose. Yep. We can easily use Mark 5 belts. And if we follow a semi-decent pathway along here, we can make good use of existing infrastructure and all that. Also, yeah, if you do this, the detection of when things clip seems to break. Because we definitely have stuff clipping here, but on the other hand, don't really care. Also, yeah, I've decided for myself, we're definitely gonna investigate the possibility of just using a bunch of drones. Yep. This is the main base, and let's try to keep it summertime. Yep. So the thing we need is AI limiter. So let's see, AI limiter is the first thing, and we're gonna use the second recipe, which is just gonna require this and plastic. Where do we have our plastic? Our plastic is right over there. Okay, just a splitter to an assembler. That's pretty easy. Yep. And again, this can be moved out of the way probably fairly quickly. Because I want to see like how powerful are drones. On the other hand, I'm also just So the alternative. So we're gonna need ourselves a splitter. I still have that habit where I keep just typing. Well, I should just use it. So from over here. We're not doing the best job of avoiding clipping, not doing a great job either, and it just needs power. Yoink! Very good. Now that it has power, it's looking... Yep, so you're producing 8 a minute. You're going to be used for the alternative recipe for this, which requires like 2 a minute. Okay, you don't need a lot at all. The main thing you need is a manufacturer. So mainly is you're gonna be quite big. Yeah, let's put it about there. It is lovely, by the way, that I'm just able to casually use the most expensive belts, because I have enough of them. Yep. And we also have enough power to not be really worried about source usage and all that. Very good. Let's see, you're making them right. Yep, you're just really zooming along there. Which makes sense, they are the fastest bots. Which, you can feel. That feels good. So we just need to put the quartz crystals in there and that's easy. Basically, we need to run belts. That's all that's required. So let's see. Let's do the rubber first, because rubber should even be already up here. Yep. It sure is. Merger splitter. Yep. Yoink. I'm currently just trying to get my belts to clip less. Semi-successful, I suppose. Yoink, and now the crystals, which aren't even that far anyway. Yep. I gotta say, with these vertical belts, it becomes a lot easier. Way belt is too long. Can we sneak it through there? Alright, so a bit unconventional, but that works. So now we're producing crystal oscillators, which is good. Let's see, which recipe did we decide to use? The alternative, right? Yeah, the alternative. Nope. I really am trying to teach myself not to use the bottom tin too much. But force of habit. Let's see. This is not on foundations, but I would say it's good enough. So let's set up the recipe. Yeah, straight up going for the alternative one. So circuit boards, really easy. Let's get a splitter. Right into there. Perfect. Meanwhile, let's also make sure you have an ample supply of power. So yeah, the casings are burn over me. That's pretty much what I've decided. Rubber, do we have any rubber nearby? I don't think we do. Oh, and you're done. Awesome, sink in all that stuff. I still should find out where some of these dismantled crates are hiding. But on the other hand, it's not like it's a big deal. So that's all been awesome synced away. Not really for the coupons, but mainly just so that we have what do you call it? A bit of bigger room, I suppose. Anyway, let's see, where does rubber currently go? There's only one line. It goes here, up here. Right, so I could split off this line again. I'm just going to split this line again. I mean, there's room on this splitter even. Yeah, let's try to keep it semi. Nice looking, I suppose, although that's pretty tricky. And yeah, I'm fine with this belt being silicone. Also no idea if we're producing enough rubber, but we can ramp up rubber production if needed. So the only thing that's left is to take our output product from right over there and get it where it needs to be. Can we do this without a vertical? Vertical needed. That's fair. We will just put it through here, through here, through here. Like, yeah, way overkill on speed for sure. And the aluminum cases, like I'm open to transport. So really learn to break that habit. Industrial size container. Yep, might as well get you to line up there. Let's see. 1.5 a minute. Let's just quickly double check something. Are you capable of producing 1.5 a minute? Yeah, we should be good. It's a pretty small margin, but it will. Alright, let's now go ahead and clean up the old inventory to make sure we can transport as much of these casings as possible. I can put these away. We don't need this much fabric, honestly. Turbo motor. I think I do now have a use for you, but still. Now I can hold down. Okay. Well, that's something I just discovered. 2 Caterium wire is not going to do anything for me. Yeah, I'm gonna say this is good. So we're gonna do a quick trip and just manually carry some of those things back and forth. Like with this we should be able to get a drone port, which depending on how good it is, I might just replace all of these belts. But that's only if it's good enough. Also, I wouldn't be surprised if it was power hungry. Yeah, take it. Yep. Like, even without power, this thing still kind of hovers. So you need. Yep. So one delivery of lots of casings. And mind you, it needs a lot of them. Oh, no. Luckily, it only took cases. Button, I should be careful. Storage container, we'll do the big one, why not? Also, yeah, no reason to use a big one at all, or guys belts, but like we can, and that's why at this point. Yep. Let's go ahead and just about shy of doubling the output. Which I think we do want to go ahead and double the output, so I think I can join some of, yeah, I can join one here. Because you're getting quite good on those frames, so yep, we're cool with that. You aren't you're also using 15 minutes, so you're not gonna be keeping up. And if I want to overclock it, I will need to overclock like the entire line. Yeah, that doesn't seem right. You in here though is fine. Let's see, how many computers do we currently have? I'm gonna save a bit for a bit. So, yoink, you're renowned. Yeah, so you're not exactly the fastest ever. That much is clear. But on the other hand, I only need about 50, so it's fine. Yeah, this should be good. Also, it's quite obvious that we need to continue revamping the base next time. I'm not gonna wrap it up yet, but I won't have time to do stuff. But maybe we should just go ahead and focus on the research parts currently. There's also nuclear power, which we would need supercomputers for. Which we can do, this would be very costly. And also we don't have a power issue currently. So I might be tempted to just leave this be for now. Yeah, these are the things that need heat sinks. But interesting enough, with these radio control units being made, that's pretty much everything we need for that. Supercomputer we need. Oh, we also have a project ship part here, so never mind. This is very much needed. Yeah, and then we need you for you. Guaranteed turbo motor is gonna be used in this thing. Cooling system is somewhere around here, right? Yeah, so we need both of you and you to even get to particle enrichment. And we should really be focusing currently just mainly on researching. I mean, we can start up a process in for one of the components. We will see. But we should be able to just go ahead and say like supercomputer is part of this versus B. Which means, yeah, we're gonna want to do a big overhaul for this bit. I think the last thing that's worthwhile is the drones. Depending on how good they are, they might replace some of these ridiculously long belts. Or if they're short range, that would also be nice. Now, some of these things don't produce like this thing doesn't produce a lot, so if the drones are this, you don't need to use belts, but they are slow. And that's also, you know, like that works. 49, come on. I only need one more. And I'm very curious to play 100 turns. I do hope they're a bit easier to set up than trains though, because like trains are good, but like I find them a bit annoying to set up, shall we say. So I will find out eventually where these remaining dismantled crates. I might. We will see. I was gonna say I might even do it to stream, and I still might. But we will see. Huh. It seems like we are also currently low on steel pipe production. Probably because you're consuming so much of them. Let's have a quick. Yeah, 33 a minute. That makes it worse. A little short of the old inventory. Yep. Let's see. Yoink. Yes.
Milestone reached. Drones provide automated low-capacity aerial transport between drone stations. Stations need to be supplied with any kind of fuel for the drones to function. Fixit had several restrictions in place prohibiting creative use of drones. I have since removed those because I think no pioneer would ever misuse Fixit property right under their noses. Especially
Right.
since everything is recorded.
Alright, low capacity local transport. Okay. Oh, I do need to make individual drones. Jeez. No, but I do have stuff. You are quite big, sir. High speed connectors. Yeah, it just requires a couple of them, so. Can we go ahead and just make some? Yeah, we can. We just need 4. Okay, that's easy enough. So yeah, it is very much low capacity transport. But for some stuff that might be alright. In case we will see. For now I just want to see, at the very least, let's turn one airports, and I hope they can just use power as fuel. If they actually need fuel, then that's gonna be another thing entirely. Yeah, low capacity transport. If they're easy to set up, then that could very well be worth it. Yoink, yoink, yoink. We don't need all of it. We just need some. Yep. Couple more. Excellent. let's see. Yoink, yoink, yoink. Drone bullets. Let's see, you won't be able to play around with it much, but we can place one down. It is about the same size as a manufacturer, which does mean it's quite big. We can easily move it. You require power, which makes sense. Right, no problem. There you go. Might be a closer wire, but we will see. Alright, so you do need either a battery, package fuel, package turbo fuel. Outgoing, incoming. Okay. I can kind of see it. And then you would use it with probably smart splitters. Would be good for that. Yep. Alright, I can kind of see it. And how it would be useful. Huh. I can't have a use for it though. I'll think about it some more. It's definitely an interesting option though. So yeah. I'm gonna be going ahead and we're going on a little raid. Yeah. So everybody thanks so much for watching, and bye. Great time.